Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I'm Sunny Pancholi, anchor at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings acquired by these industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leaders interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using the trade secrets that are proven success formulas for many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge-sharing community. We have one such industry stalwart on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Mr. Melchius Anthony. He is an exemplary figure of unwavering dedication and profound expertise. As the Managing Director at SIS Software India Private Limited, Hyderabad, he has demonstrated an impressive amalgamation of skills, knowledge, and leadership acumen over his illustrious career spanning over 2.25 decades. His extensive experience at Surgical Information Systems speaks volumes about his journey, starting as a software engineer and steadily ascending to the role of Managing Director. His remarkable ascent is a testament to his exceptional abilities and commitment to excellence. Currently, serving as the Managing Director at Surgical Information Systems Software India Private Limited, he oversees the strategic direction and overall operations of the company. His role involves steering the organization towards continued growth and innovation in the competitive software development landscape. Welcome to FaceTime with Leaders, Mr. Anthony.
Yeah, thank you, Sunny, for the good introduction that you have given and given me a good start for me to proceed further. Thank you.
So to begin with, could you provide an overview of your professional journey, especially your transition from a software engineer to the Managing Director at SIS Software India?
Sure, Sunny. So my professional journey has been always about being persistent. So in 1998, I have joined a small startup company named Hypersoft Technologies Limited. So the technology that was used was called SQL Windows, and it was one of the first fourth generation language that was in the market available. So that was something new. So in the startup company, I had to learn that particular tool because I was not aware of that ahead of time. So I had to get trained and then get started. It being the startup company, so everything like there was not dedicated departments for everything. So as a developer, I used to reach out to the client, get their requirements, and then build the product, go to the client place, get it deployed, and also after deployment, whatever issues there were, I used to solve those problems. And it was a software for the stockbroking company where their work start only after 4 o'clock. Once the trading is stopped, that's where the back office kicks in, where they calculate all the brokerage and all that. So the timing was very important. So I had to stay late and work with the client to fix their issues, because every day, whatever the trading has happened, end of the day, the calculation should go right and being submitted back to the individual end users. So that timing was crucial, and we had to make sure our product works well and gives the result that they are expecting. So as part of that, it also had a lot of reporting that they wanted, the reports that they wanted to generate. And the stockbrokers had multiple clients. So they had to distribute client-wise all the reports back to them. So that was a great learning where I was involved in all the departments, from development, requirement gathering, then deployment, maybe after sales, you can say, and then customer satisfaction. They may, at night, they call saying that I had to submit a report, I need to do this, fix, and then give them. So it was all fun, and a lot of learning also as part of being in a startup. So after that, after 2 years, I worked with that particular company. And then I got an opportunity in SIS, where I'm right now working. So I would just share a little funny story there, because I never looked for a job. So one of my friend had attended the interview, and he just said that, oh, there's a company looking for this SQL Windows technology, and why don't you just give a try? So I just went in, attended, and I got through. Unfortunately, my friend didn't get through it. So that's how I got into this current company. And about this company, actually in 1996, it was founded in US, and they had a electronic health record software, and that was in US, serving in the US hospitals. And they wanted to have a offshore development center in Hyderabad. So that is how they were venturing into Hyderabad and trying to build an office. And I was the second employee that was hired in this company. And as part of that, the another funny story, I would say, like the moment we got the offer, they also gave me a visa appointment that you are flying maybe next week to US to get trained on the product. So at that time, we didn't have this online booking and all. So we had to go and stand in the line in the visa office morning 4 a.m. at Chennai. We didn't have consulate in Hyderabad. So we had to go to US consulate was only in Chennai. We had to go there, and then morning 4 o'clock, we were in the line. And then finally, when we went into the counter, they said the visa is rejected. So we were so excited. We were so happy that, okay, we got the offer. We are now traveling to US, getting trained, and the visa got rejected. So finally, they flew from US back to India, and I had the opportunity and privilege to get it trained from my director, who was in the development on the product. And the journey started there. And from there, I think we built the teams. Because the technology was new, the product was new. As we hired, we onboarded new resources. I was the one who was actively involved in hiring and also training the resource and then onboarding them on the timely manner. So that phase was going on where the technology was shifting, and the other reason why they picked me was the technology the SIS was currently using was the SQL Windows that I've been working with Hypersoft. So there are only limited resources across the globe, I would say. And in India, definitely there are very few resources who knew this particular technology. So that was one of the, I would say, main criteria that they picked me. And I got into this. And as the technology was getting a little older and the product was getting bigger, there were a lot of technical hindrance that we had where we could not implement some of the functionalities using the same technology. So that's where the company decided that, okay, we need to migrate to a little more latest technology. And that's where we choose C#.NET. And because the product was huge, rewriting it would take months or years together. So we tried to find a tool that would help us in migrating from SQL Windows to C#.NET. And again, all conversion tool does not do 100% conversion. So we had to do some manual work and then stabilize the product and finally get launched into the market again with the latest one. So over a period, the product evolved, and then because we were into the hospital market, there was something called ambulatory surgery centers, which was picking up in the US. And company wanted to venture into that and see how we can step into that business and then expand our horizon in those business. So during that phase, the company strategized and then acquired a company called Amkai Solutions, where instead of, before we start building any product on ASC, by those acquisition, we had those product in-house. So I was involved in, again, transitioning those product back to India, and then we setting up how to test it, how to kind of develop those things. So I was involved in those things. So later, as the company was more focused and strategizing into building and getting into more of the ASC world, so we had one more acquisition, which is called Source Medical. and we got a couple of more products. And as product was more products we got in, we had to get everything in-house, again build the team, get those transition done, have the team understand the product, and we start supporting our clients in that particular product. So that was the as part of the journey into ASC. And as I said, we started with one particular hospital product, and over this 23 years, now we are the market leaders in the ASC world. So that's how the company has grown. And along with the company, even I have grown from just a software developer, then became a lead, then became a manager, where I started managing the development team. And then from there was promoted as senior manager. And then where I have taken care of the entire end-to-end development from the India perspective. And here I want to give a special mention about my mentors, like the people who have really helped me in this journey. Mr. Robin Jefferson, who was our MD, who retired. And on his retirement, I got the opportunity to step in. And our director of development, who is Dennis Watt, he has really mentored from me being a developer to being a development manager. And also Bobby Roberts, who is our senior vice president, who has been the kind of mentor and who had full faith that when my current MD was retiring, he had full faith saying that I think you are now ready, you can step into this new role. I had very less confidence because I was purely into development. And as a managing director, it is more of the administration and a bigger kind of responsibility. And apart from development, we have a lot of other departments like the IT, the HR, the accounts. And accounts is something I had no idea. So it was really tough, but he had complete faith in me and he said that, no, you can do that. And he supported me. So in last year, 2022, that's where I got this opportunity, where I had to step into this role. And I'm really enjoying this role. And actually, there is a lot of learning. And that's where I think your corporation really helped me to know the basis, what as a corporate governance I need to be knowing. And I was also now added to the board of directors. So as part of that, what I should be knowing the company laws, what I should be aware of the strategy or the regulations that need to be taken care. All that really, I would say, really helped me a lot in that. And on the process front, we started our development with the waterfall model, and we evolved and embraced the agile model that came up in the market. And we implemented agile across the entire development. And later we found that neither waterfall or scrum is what much suitable for us. We needed a little more hybrid model. So that's where we kind of tailor-made and implemented Scrum-Born model, where the development now follows the Scrum-Born methodology. So as we were also growing, we thought that we need to maintain a proper standards of the quality as part of the development center. That is where we decided to get into our company associated with ISO standards. So we had to build the processes, kind of implement all the process that is needed, make sure all the audits are cleared, and we got the certification. And I was trained as one of the internal auditors, and I had been involved in several audits as an auditee, and ensured, I would say successfully as of now, we never failed in any of the external audits. We were always been recertified, or in the surveillance audit, always got recommendation that we continue our certification. So overall, that's my journey as where I'm here right now. So more of development manager or senior manager to where now I am into a corporate governance of getting into the being the managing director.
Amazing, Mr. Anthony. So this brings us to the next question. You graduated with a BA degree in mechanical engineering. However, later scaled up in the software programming domain. So what led to this transition?
Yeah, so Actually, I'm born, brought up from Hyderabad. So I did my schooling, and then, as usual, in that era, everybody wanted that once you finish schooling, you have to get your engineering done. So there was no other profession that was famous there. So I was also into the same thing. I joined mechanical engineer. I went to Chennai, did my mechanical engineering. And then when I came back, that is the time frame 1998. So where the Y2K was booming. I mean, the issue was there and the IT sector was a lot of boom there. And I thought, why not I also explore that option. And that's where I thought I need to transition from a mechanical engineering to an IT field. But I wanted to ensure that not just do any course and then getting in, it's going to be tough for me to survive on a long term. So that is where I decided to choose the best institute that would train me from the basic and prepare me for getting into the IT industry. So CMC Hyderabad was one of the government sector organization that was training, and they had all India test conducted to pick only 30 candidates, and luckily I was one of them. So it was a 6 months vigorous diploma course which covered end to end all the programming languages, and I was trained there, and then that's how I got into that. And that gave me the solid foundation for understanding the actual programming and what is needed to get into the IT field. And after getting in and then doing job, then I realized that for me to progress, I need to also have some master degree specialized in IT. So that's where I did my master's from BITS Pilani Software Systems, where I learned more about the architecture, how as a software, how we need to think and build so that it can scale, it can sustain on a longer term. So that's how my journey from mechanical engineering shifted to getting into IT. And as an IT, again, as I said, I wanted to have the base very strong before I say that, okay, I get into that. So that's how the transition happened.
That sounds incredible. All right. So our viewers would like to know, Mr. Anthony, are there any set values, principles, strategies that you have consistently applied to all your roles, responsibilities, and functions? And what are some ways they have benefited you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a very organized person, and a lot of values are something that I clearly feel that somebody should possess to be right getting things. And I always believe that as a person with this value, you are not only celebrated, you also remembered. Like people, okay, they remember that saying, okay, this particular person believes something and is always kind of practicing those things. It's not just having the belief. So I also believe in being very honest and having very transparent interaction or discussion with my associates with everybody whom I speak, so that they have the trust in me and they know that, okay, Melchius is somebody who they trust and they can believe that whatever he says is always is very transparent over it. So that's not only on a professional, at home also I practice the same. And whatever is the fact, I don't really hesitate to say whether yes, this is what it is. So that is something I'm really happy and proud that I do that. And also the value wise, yeah, I feel continuous learning is something will help us. And at any stage, at this stage also, I feel that I need to learn. That is the reason I also joined this director program, where I wanted to learn and understand more in depth. So that is something. And collaboration and teamwork is what I believe. So I alone cannot accomplish the work that needs to be done. So I need my team to have believe in me and trust what I say and they do. So teamwork is something is also one of the greater, I would say, values that I really cherish and I want. I believe in that without teamwork, it is not possible to do. And as I said, I'm an organized person. I usually plan and want to be little perfect. So I have my checklist all written down. That these are the things that I need to get done in a particular day or a particular task which I want to accomplish. And I feel very happy when all the checks are checked and everything is completed. So that gives me that satisfaction that, okay, yes, I planned for this and I have achieved this. And I also have short-term and long-term goals set. So that, and those should be always smart, which is achievable and is time boxed, and we are able to attain that, and it is reasonable. So with this, all this, I think these values really helped me. And I think in the long run, if anybody follows this, will definitely benefit them as well.
Mr. Anthony, now that we have discussed your career journey, your roles and responsibilities, let's move on and dive into the subject of ESG and corporate governance. So here is my question to you, and a very obvious one. How and when did you develop an interest in ESG and corporate governance?
Yeah, interest-wise, if you see, I had no idea about what is ESG. Okay. So corporate governance, as I said, once I got promoted, that's where I realized that from a development side, when I moved in, I need to know more about the corporate governance. And I started exploring and learning. That's where I said I joined this director course also, where I've gone through and had a more insight of what exactly happens there and what is the right way of doing things. And ESG, as part of when I attended this webinar as part of the director world, that's where they brought this topic of ESG and then explained what is this ESG and how India is embracing that, and as there is less expertise there, and how we have the scope of learning there. So that's how I have explored and learned more about the ESG. But again, I'm not an expert there, so I'm still exploring. I'm learning how I can implement those things into my current organization.
Absolutely. So as someone working closely with technology, what are some of the most remarkable changes you have seen in your field with changes in technology? And what changes do you expect to see with the advent of IoT, AI, ML, blockchain, big data, Web 3.0, etc.?
Yeah. Well, to say that I'm not really expert in this field, but my opinion is, my personal opinion is that these tools are, these new technologies are really good and very easy to adopt and embrace it. Adopting is very good, but I would say these are sometimes double-edged swords. Like if you too much depend on that, you are losing your own creativity and you stop thinking, your creative thinking is not there. But definitely, as the world is changing and the products are changing, we need to embrace those, which will help us, where automation, building with AI or with these technologies are going to make our lives easy. But as I said, we should be very careful that not embrace too much or depend on too much, where we lose our own creativity. I mean, just to give an example, now the chat GPT has picked up and people are crazily using it, where even my son, when he gets a school project, in the past, he used to explore or Google or talk to multiple people and try to understand what it is before he does. Now it is easy. He has internet, just go and he's just typing chat GPT, give me what it is. And it gives him the ready-made answer, which is in one way, I would say good, but he's not exploring and learning more about it. So I that's where I said it's a double-edged sword, where it could really help in some areas, and some areas sometimes it's harmful. But again, as I said, I'm not more expert. Definitely there are multiple uses. And in our company also, we are trying to explore how some of the coding that we do can be a little more automated using the AI tools. So that should again not put the developers in backstage, where they're not really thinking of solving a problem. So just trying to use those AI stuff and then solving those things. So yeah, I mean, technology is good, but as long as we use it very wisely and then use it in a better way.
Mr. Anthony, thank you for sharing such amazing insights into different subjects and your career journey. So this brings us to the last question of the session. We are building a community of industry magnates. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. So what are your thoughts about these initiatives taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Heval Mehta, and the whole team of World Development Corporation?
Yeah, I would say this is a very incredible initiative. I would say big thanks to Zishan Pathan and Heval Mehta, because without them, I would not have this knowledge, or I would not have gained so much what I am right now having this knowledge. So definitely their thought and forward looking that this is something will provide more help to the kind of the industry is really commendable. I would say they have done an incredible job. And I would say the idea of this cross-pollinating, they are not only getting only the corporate sector, they are also saying like people like me who are into development, people who are more into marketing, bringing all them into a single platform, allowing us to share our ideas and kind of see, okay, if it is marketing, what's happening, where the world is, or if it is in the boardroom, what is that boardroom look like all that is really, I mean, they have blended that, which is really helpful, and it's a great idea, I would say. And I'm looking forward to gain more such knowledge and get the knowledge sharing from them. And I'm really excited in collaborating with them and then being part of this community. And I want to be part of it. So I would say if somewhere I can also be helpful, be part of it, and then share my knowledge, really, I would be more than willing. And I would say a big heartfelt appreciation to the entire team. Like it's not only these two members, but the entire team is always helpful whenever we have anything or anything to be scheduled, anything we need information, they are quick. Even if I message them very late night, they respond and they are very patient. They answer everything. So I give a big thanks and great appreciation on what they are really doing.
Great. It was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights will inspire future leaders. Thank you, Mr. Anthony, for joining us today. Wish you the best for your future endeavors. Moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute has unquestionably expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds.
Yes. Yes, Sunny. Thank you. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share. So this also led me to think back in 25 years what happened and how my journey was. So thank you for giving me this opportunity and the time to reflect back. And seeing this journey is just, I would say, just started yesterday. So 25 years are just finished, and hopefully I would retire with the same thing. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Yeah. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Thank you.